Have you ever noticed that wealth isn't just about the number in your bank account? It's about a shift in the way you think, the way you spend, and the way you plan for the future. Most people believe becoming wealthy happens overnight. A lottery win, a viral business, a lucky break. But in reality, the transition from working class to wealthy is gradual. It shows up in small decisions long before it shows up in your bank statement. Today, we're breaking down 8 signs that show you're actually moving from working class to wealthy, even if your bank account hasn't fully caught up yet. Stick around until the end, because sign number 7 is the one most people completely overlook. Let's get into it. Sign 1. The working class mindset is built around one question: how much do I make? The wealthy mindset asks a different question: what do I own that makes money for me? When you start looking at every dollar and asking whether it can become an asset, a stock, a piece of real estate, a business, even a skill you can monetize, you've made a fundamental shift. You're no longer just trading hours for dollars. You're building a system where money starts working on your behalf, even while you sleep. This shift doesn't require you to be rich already. It just requires you to change the question you ask yourself every time money comes in. Sign 2. Your emergency fund becomes an opportunity fund. Working class financial planning is often reactive. You save just enough to cover emergencies, and that's where the saving stops. But as you move toward wealth, something interesting happens. That emergency fund starts to grow past just in case and turns into just in time. You start seeing cash reserves not just as protection, but as ammunition, ready to deploy the moment an opportunity shows up. A discounted stock, a business opportunity, a property below market value. Wealthy people aren't just protected from bad days, they're prepared for good ones. Sign 3. You stop competing with people and start studying systems in working class environments. Comparison is common. Who has the newer car, the bigger TV, the better vacation photos? As you move toward wealthy, that competitive energy shifts. Instead of comparing yourself to your neighbor, you start studying how systems work: tax codes, interest rates, investment vehicles, business structures. You stop asking, "How do I look successful?" and start asking, "How does the game actually work? And how do I play it better?" This isn't about looking down on anyone. It's about redirecting your energy from external validation to internal understanding. Sign 4. Debt starts serving you instead of controlling you. For most working class households, debt is a burden. Credit cards, car loans, and financing that eats away at monthly income. But here's a shift that often goes unnoticed. As you move toward wealth, you start distinguishing between bad debt and leverage. Bad debt finances things that lose value. Leverage finances things that make you money. A rental property, a business loan, an investment that outpaces the interest rate. The moment you start asking, "Is this debt working for me or against me?" you've crossed an important mental threshold. Sign 5. You start paying for time, not just saving money. Working class habits often revolve around saving every possible dollar, clipping coupons, chasing the lowest price, doing everything yourself to avoid spending. As wealth grows, so does the value you place on time. You start outsourcing tasks that don't require your specific skill set: cleaning, basic repairs, administrative work, because you realize your hours are worth more doing something else. Whether that's growing a business, learning a new skill, or simply resting so you can perform better. This isn't about being lazy. It's about recognizing that time, unlike money, can never be earned back. Sign 6. Your circle starts talking about money differently. Money is often a taboo topic in working class circles, talked about only when there isn't enough of it. But as you move toward wealth, conversations shift. People around you start discussing investment strategies, business ideas, and long-term planning instead of just bills and paychecks. If you've started surrounding yourself, even virtually, through books, podcasts, or mentors, with people who talk about money as a tool rather than a stressor, that's a strong sign you're already changing your trajectory, even before your bank account reflects it. Sign 7. You start making decisions for your future self, not just your current self. This is the one most people miss. Working-class financial decisions are often driven by immediate needs. What helps today, this week, this paycheck? Wealth-building decisions are driven by a different question. How will this choice affect me in 5, 10, or 20 years? This shows up in small ways: choosing to invest a bonus instead of spending it, taking a course that won't pay off for months, or turning down instant gratification for long-term gain. It's uncomfortable at first because you're sacrificing for a version of yourself you haven't met yet, but this exact discomfort is what separates people who stay working class from people who quietly build wealth over time. Sign 8, finally. One of the clearest signs you're transitioning from working class to wealthy is a change in definition. Rich stops meaning having a lot of stuff and starts meaning having options. Options to walk away from a job that drains you. Options to help family without financial stress. Options to say no to things that don't align with your goals. Wealth at its core isn't about flashy purchases. It's about freedom and flexibility. Once you start measuring success by the choices available to you, rather than the possessions you display, you've made one of the most important shifts of all. So, out of these 8 signs, thinking in assets, building an opportunity fund, studying systems instead of competing, using leverage wisely, valuing your time, changing your money conversations, planning for your future self, and redefining what rich really means, which one hit closest to home for you? Drop a comment and let me know which sign you're already experiencing in your own life. And if this video gave you a new way to think about your financial journey, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because next week, we're breaking down the exact habits that keep people stuck in working class thinking, even when they're earning 6 figures. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.